a union member for vacation time. You better thank a union.
What the hell? What the hell is that jive turkey soul sister ham Greer Dolomite ass accent is that?
I was just watching this earlier. Tariq Nasheed goes in on Kamala Harris's fake Southern accent, Southern black accent, whatever it is. This is why people have a problem with pandering. I'm just going to say it.
Where are you on it? Because remember, she was up here talking about, yeah, I'm not going to do nothing that's only going to benefit black people.
No.
So no.
Yeah. She said no. Yeah.
All that cackling and no. Yeah, you're in office now. How come you didn't sign nothing?
That's a point.
You doing stuff for everybody else. So now with the Democrats, they're looking real janky right now, as they should. We shouldn't be supporting them whatsoever. We shouldn't support them whatsoever. So now, basically, they're not giving us anything. They're giving things to all of these other groups. So what they give us jive, talk, pandering, and gibberish. So Kamala is running around here on her campaign tour, and she went to Detroit and started using this fake Southern FBA accent.
And I want to know why she goes to Detroit and decides to break this accent out. Why does she go to Detroit, of all places, to break out a Southern accent? I'll never know.
Sounds like some 70 blaxploitation. Listen to this accent she's using. Hold on. Let me get this thing. Well, all right.
You better thank a union member. For the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. You better thank a union.
What the hell? What the hell is that jive turkey soul sister ham Greer Dolomite ass accent is that? Yeah, that's that. They always do that. AOC did the same thing.
Oh, yeah?
They get around black folks and their handlers tell them to put on some Southern Baptist dialect.
Yeah.
Remember, AOC was running around that. She's a Latino. Ain't nothing wrong with working as a janitor. Ain't nothing wrong with...
This is what organizing looks like.
That's right.
This is what building power looks like. This is what changing the country looks like. It's when we choose to show up and occupy the room and talk about the things that matter most, talking about our future. You know, Reverend, you bring up a funny anecdote, and I'm proud to be a bartender. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with working retail, folding clothes for other people to buy. There is nothing wrong with preparing the food that your neighbors will eat. There is nothing wrong with driving the buses that take your family to work.
You know, I think it's actually, they're trying to, I don't know. At one point, I think it started with Martin Luther King impersonations. You know, like I think Obama, of course, mimicked the patterns of Dr. King. Now you got people now mimicking Barack Obama doing an imitation of Martin Luther King. I'm looking at you, Josh Shapiro.
Now black folks and their handlers tell them to put on some Southern Baptist dialect. Remember, AOC was running around that. She's a Latino. Ain't nothing wrong with working as a janitor. Ain't nothing wrong with working as a maid. Ain't nothing wrong. What the hell?
They don't talk like that in the Bronx either. I think she skipped over that part. She's like, need a black accent. But don't make me sound like the people in the Bronx that are black.
Jive turkey ass accent is that? Better thank a union member. Sucker.
Thank a union member.
Thank a union member. What the hell? What is that soul ass accent?
Soul ass.
It's cringe. One more time. You better thank a union member. I've been studying old blaxploitation movies. This is ridiculous. You better thank her. Get the hell out of here.
Cleopatra Harris.
They've been studying your Foxy Brown movies. What the hell is this?
You better thank a union member.
You better thank a union member.
For the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave.
You better thank a union member
for vacation time.
Vacation time.
You trying to get into it.
Family, this is insulting.
Tell me about it.
You better thank a union member for vacation time. Boy, this is insulting, family. This is insulting. Even white people had to call this out. There was one white reporter at the press junket. He asked Karine Jean-Pierre, the Haitian stud. He has asked her about the fake accent. Even white people got to ask about the fake ass accent. You better thank a union member. So the white man had to even ask, what is this? White folks are like, what the hell? Hold on. White people are questioning this nonsense. Like, what the hell? And then Karine Jean-Pierre is gonna deflect. Hold on. Like, how dare you ask? Hold on.
Different topic. Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a southern accent?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
she was talking about unions in Detroit using one tone of voice.
Is this something that you're Okay,
And she used the same line in Pittsburgh, and it sounded like she at least had some kind of a southern drawl.
Do you think Americans seriously think that this is an important question? They care...
Yeah, it is important because she's being a damn phony. It is important.
What they care about? They care about the economy.
And which Kamala ain't really going into about no policies. Yeah, we do care about that, but she's giving us, you better thank a union member. You better thank a union member, y'all.
They care about lowering costs. They care about health care. That's what Americans care about.
So
that's what they...
Oh, that's the PR spin right there. She's trying to dodge that question entirely. He was like, she had some kind of fake southern drawl.
Okay, well, this is something...
They care about... Your colleague just asked me about what basically we talked about, went back and forth about democracy and freedom. That's what they care about. I'm not even going to entertain some question about the president. It's just hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
Well, but hearing it is...
The question I'm talking about, the questions is
Her accent is ridiculous.
Yeah, she slipped up. That accent is messed up. She slipped up. Yeah, that accent is messed up. She don't even know. She don't know what she walked into. It's a ridiculous question.
Is that how she talks in meetings?
Oh God, that's funny. Hold on, is that how she always talks? What is
No.
Hold on.
She talks in meetings?
I'm just... Peter, we're moving on. We're still moving on. Go ahead, Anita.
She like, you better thank me, Joe Biden. You better thank a union member, Joe Biden. You imagine Kamala Harris in a meeting talking like that? See, that's what I'm saying. Like, getting her neck rolling and stuff in them cabinet meetings that she was never at. Wonder if anything would have got done like that. Kamala Harris ain't from the South. Kamala Harris ain't even from Southern California. So where does she get this accent? Out of nowhere, out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? Like, even Howard ain't in the South. Like, what are you talking about? And her geography's off because Detroit definitely ain't in the South. What is she doing?
Oh, no. They want to do all this old janky stuff and you ain't supposed to ask them why they sound like a damn fool. Why? Does she talk like that? When did she start talking like that? My God, that's funny. Does she talk like that to her husband? Does she say, you better
Doug him off.
Remember? To Doug?
Kamala
Does she
Imhoff.
talk like that around you guys? Or does it? How often does she talk with that southern twang?
Yeah, when did she pull that out? She pulled that out in bed with Doug. That's some role play right there for your ass.
Is that how she is in meetings? It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And now some of the Democratic shills that they got, they're now trying to spin it, trying to say, well, what white folk don't understand that black Americans, we be engaging in code switching. That's code switching. Y'all just don't understand. Culturally, that's code. Black people, we know how to code switch. All right.
That ain't code
That's
switching.
not code switching what Kamala Harris is doing.
Nope.
What she's doing is not code switching. She's pandering
Yep.
in a very disrespectful way. Code switching is something that foundational black Americans would do as a mechanism for safety. Because a lot of times, especially in the Jim Crow era, we're in the system of white supremacy, which is a very violent and dangerous system where blackness is criminalized and blackness is stigmatized. So when we would get around the dominant society, we would not be so relaxed in our language as we would with our other family members and friends, because we know we would just relax our language. We weren't trying to sound too astute. We just kind of shoot the breeze and just kind of rib each other and talk in slang.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do that around the folks in the dominant society because they could translate that as, okay, this guy is ignorant and uneducated, so I'm going to harm this person based on my perception of him being uneducated. So we would kind of
But plus they were doing it for advancement in some cases. A lot of people did it at work, of course, to kind of do it. The most perfect example of that is
Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death. The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town.
and his accent just slips. You know, it's like, oh, he used to be somebody else that he isn't on the news.
enunciate our words a little better when we got around the white supremacists. That's code switching. We don't want them to say, hey, I'm going to give this black person a job because they're talking in slang. That's code switching. That was a safety mechanism. That's code switching. And then we went back to the natural way we would talk and interact with each other in a more relaxed way. Her ass is not code switching because she was never on that code. She doesn't come from our lineage where that dialect is a part of her culture.
Wow.
That's pandering. Not only is it pandering, in a way, it is mocking us. She's mocking the way we talk. That's not how she talks. She didn't come up with that. That woman comes from an East Indian background, raised by an East Indian family.
Pretty much.
You understand?
And that's the thing. People don't ever add that into the equation that she actually might have Jamaican heritage from her father's side, but she had absolutely, seems no interaction with that side of her family. And as a matter of fact, like, she always talks about her mother and she rarely talks about her father. And where those Jamaican cousins, like, all these black people should have been flowing out of the woodwork after her blackness was being challenged. But you see what I'm saying? Like, you got a cousin or a niece or somebody that's about to be president or is a sitting vice president, and none of them can be contacted. So you have absolutely no connection to the black community on that side of your family. Now, I don't know what you did at Howard or whatever, but it wasn't that. And that's why it comes off as there's a disconnect in how she was raised and how she starts doing these things, you know, keeps her out of touch.
That's mocking. Let me tell you something, family. If she was talking to an Asian audience and she started going in there, hello, I really want you to vote for me.
That's a fact.
Me, what you wrong time? If she talked like that
So wrong.
to an Asian crowd, do you think they would look at that as code switching? And she's Asian, by the way.
Yep.
She is Asian.
Yep.
If she started talking in a stereotypical dialect, almost mocking Asian vernacular, they would get her out of the damn paint. They would look at that as disrespect. They wouldn't look at it as no damn code switch. It would be disrespectful to them, and it's disrespectful to us.
Wow. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed for breaking that down, man. But he's right. He's 100% right. Kamala Harris has and the Harris campaign have a very huge problem here. It's this performative blackness, right? Performative blackness without a black agenda of any kind. Like, I've yet to hear anything she's going to do specifically for black people. She's named several different groups in the weak things that she's proposed so far. So much so her economic policy is being even panned by Democratic economists. So she's having trouble coming from both sides of this. It isn't just like, you know, people want to make this thing about the fact that she's a woman and a minority, that somehow she's getting a raw deal at this. But no, criticism is criticism. If it's valid, it's valid. And I think that's where the problem lies. And I think we're going to have to use some more common sense about this thing, because obviously, if you're interested in carrying on what happened in the prior 4 years of Joe Biden, which that seems to be what she's running on, because she doesn't have pretty much anything else to offer but that. There hasn't been anything revolutionary or world-changing about her viewpoint as opposed to Joe Biden's, which she was part of that administration. So I think these things need to really be taken into account as we make informed decisions, as we start talking about what vision we want for the country going forward. And, you know, it can't be a just never Trump thing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're voting just to be anti somebody, that's wrong too. That's 100% wrong. Because every election cycle, they make the opposition into a boogeyman. They make the opposition into, oh, he wants to be a dictator. You know, they said that same thing about Mitt Romney. You know what I'm saying? They said that same thing about who else? Like John McCain, of all people, who was a centrist, right? So imagine what they're putting on to Donald Trump. But the difference here is that we've already seen Donald Trump for 4 years. And if you like what happened in the 4 years that Donald Trump was there, then hey, make your decision. But if you're going to make another decision to vote for Kamala, please let it be for an informed decision. Let it be for something that really is mattering, you know, instead of some made up stuff. I was listening to an interview the other day where Trump was like, I didn't even read Project 2025. He's like, I don't want to read it because people are going to say it's my thing. Like y'all got to give it a rest, man. And you got to stop sending these people out here to fix up things that Kamala isn't doing in her campaign. Anyway, I think now that the Cinderella period is wearing off, so we'll see how things work out. As an undecided voter, I think that's going to make all the difference in the world. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. If you want to see more, please watch one of these videos down below. Make sure you sign up for my newsletter. The link is in the description. That way you can stay up to date on all things Faucette Media. This is Faucette Media.